Hey guys, Leah here. I am here with my project number 2 for January for Nicole Jones 911 Designs, and I am scrapping 3 of these photos from my grandson Colton, sitting on the hood of Mom's car wearing Mom's sunglasses. These were taken in October. So I went ahead and did the background already. I chose 4 scraps of paper from my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for January. And I glued them down. I ripped them, I stitched them, I layered them, just making them all kind of, yeah, not uniform or anything. So I'm going to put 2 of the photos straight down on the background. And the middle one, where Colton is looking straight forward, I'm going to add some foam tape to that. Sorry, not foam tape, adhesive foam. And then I'm going to pop it up in the center, but on an angle. So my I love those pictures. These were taken in October, on the 29th of October, actually. It was really warm up here during that time. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking through all the scraps I have left in my How to Kill a Kit with Style. I'm getting closer to the end here with this. And I'm going through all the cut aparts that go with the pink paisley wild child. Um, and that's the background paper that you see the reddish color with the crosses on it. So I'm going through and I'm trying to find some, a die cut or two. I don't end up using much out of this die cut set. I just found that the die cut set itself leans heavily towards girl layouts. So I had them in my kit for this month, but I don't end up using much of it at all. So I have this printable tag that I got, and I don't know where it's from. But anyways, it's got yellow polka dots on it. So I'm going to cut that out and include it. I cut down this ES die cut. I don't actually end up using it. That one I do end up, that one stays on the layout as well as, let's see, what else have we got? This, yeah, this I think is the only one that actually stays on here. And the die cut, sorry, the printable tag. Because that OK doesn't even stay on this layout. So this is my color bag, my yellow color bag. I'm going to go through and pull out some yellows. I decide not to add any blue to this layout. I really like the pop that the red and the yellow and the white are creating together. And with all the black in the photos just stand out so nicely. And I felt that if I added the blue, it would take away from the photos. So I'm going to add in some words with arrows from Nicole Jones. I don't stick with the yellow ones. I actually go with the dark red ones. I add some cameras and some viewfinders. Those ones are in yellow and they do stay on the layout. So I go through a whole bunch and I'm trying to find some that are facing the proper way for where I want my clusters to be. I believe I go back in and change some of them because they're facing the wrong way, the arrows. But that's what's nice about her digital kits is that in those files with a whole page of arrows with words, some are facing one way and some are facing the other. So you can always go and find the word you're looking for facing the proper way. Now I have this in my yellow color bag, this frame, and I don't even know what it's from. But I wanted to use it because it's perfect. It's red, yellow, and white. So I tuck it, I trim it off, tuck it partially behind that center photo, and it actually really frames it perfectly. I am deciding where my clusters are going to go. I do end up with four smaller clusters. So I have one major cluster beside that middle photo, and then I end up having 3 smaller clusters, and I'm okay with that. It actually balances quite well when I put my title down. It just balances out that extra cluster. tried putting that yellow tag in there. That's actually a scrap of a 3x4 card. It doesn't stay. It doesn't make it. I had a scrap from one of the cut aparts of the same background paper, but in a smaller form, shrunken down. So I added that behind that frame that's sticking out there, and it just kind of adds it better. It's not so much of a negative space as it was. So I'm going to start adding some of these cut aparts. I have also one of Nicole's tabs up at the top of the middle picture. I'm going to add some viewfinders. I love that frame. That frame just totally made it for me. So I'm going to end up popping part of it up because part of it sticks up on the photo and part of it doesn't. So I kind of want to balance that out in the bottom right hand corner. And yeah, I love the addition of the frame. I thought it was perfect. The frame itself, in that label that's on it, just says love, love, love. I add an arrow with words pointing towards Colton in the center there that says captured. I add one up at the top left that says moments, and then the one down on the bottom left says stories. So I have these big puffy dots. They're not enamel, but they're kind of puffy glittery dots, and I put those in there. I also have the 3 cameras. I have that label tab that's also from Nicole Jones. I added the other part of the frame, the piece that I cut off, down to the left of the bottom photo. I find that just balances that out well. I have some yellow star stickers, some yellow bubble stickers. I throw those in there. I add the date. I'm going to take out an old, I don't know if this is, who is this? This is a Dear Lizzie stamp. Super old. I can't even tell you the date. The date part of it is gone, but I just used the best day ever and stamped on that tab. I'm going to pull out some super tiny little brads, and I do end up throwing 9 of them on, 3 in each of the major clusters. I'm using my Tim Holtz pokey tool here to just make all my holes, and I'm not going to make you watch all of that. But I do get them all on and taped down on the back. Yeah, I actually kind of went into this one with a bit of a plan, with the strips of paper, the stitching. I knew I wanted to do that. And you don't see a lot of the stitching, but it's enough to give you, that idea of that multiple textures going on and multiple layers. I love the yellow and the red. The yellow is not so bright that it takes over. The red is not so super bold that it takes over, and it just kind of, I don't know, I think it really complements each other with the red and the yellow. And it makes the photos pop because there's no other black on this photo. Which is funny because I was watching a video by Laura Alberts the other day, and she talks about color avoidance. So when there's a dominant color in the photo, she actually avoids using that color so that the photos do pop. And I think that's exactly what happened here without even realizing it. So I have a label, a long yellow label that I'm going to add in here for some journaling. And I'm pulling out my thickers. Now I do end up using 2 different kinds of thickers for my title, so it's a multi-font title. The top word is done with, they're like a felt. So they're not even like 3-dimensional, they're just kind of made of a fuzzy felt. And I didn't want to do the whole title because I wasn't really a huge fan of them. But the first word, that works. Sure, why not? So I use cool, my title becomes Cool Like Mom, because in the photos he's wearing his mom's sunglasses. And actually, in the top photo, she has a picture of him and he's pushing them up on his nose like you would normally if you wear glasses. So it's pretty cute. So Cool Like Mom, the second part of the title is done with Thickers Rockabye foam letter stickers. And they are, yeah, there's no date on them. So I have no idea what year they were made, but or if they go with a certain collection, not a clue. But I like them. They're actually one of my favorite sets is that bright white foam. And they're not huge and they're not super tiny. So I find the size of them is really, really nice. So Cool Like Mom is my title. And that pretty much wraps up this page. I really love how quickly this came together, and the red and the yellow just were perfect, of course. What I'm doing right now is just adding some of the dots from the thickers. I'm splattering them around so that it just kind of pulls the title in with everything else. But yeah, I will see you again soon. Have a great day.